appreciate it. And I know most of y'all don't know me and don't know Barry. Barry was the guy who was the driving force behind the AOAA 20 years ago with the idea of this concept of an off-road facility here in Coal Township. I was a volunteer.
Thank you. This for you guys.
Yeah. This whole project for Barry and I, this project comes from here. This comes from our heart. We're very passionate about the sport, whether it's ATV or dirt bike or side-by-side, kids, rock crawling. We love all of it. This facility is for you to come and enjoy yourselves and do it safely and have a good time. And most importantly, it's for them, for the future.
Kids.
This is for the kids. You know, get them off their phones, get them off the computers, get them out here enjoying the outdoors. So, you know, that's the thing. We want to keep the future. Okay, he was one of the driving forces behind this project out there, and everybody on the staff from DEP Bammer, from the Wilkes-Barre office, from the Cambridge County office in Western PA. This was a joint effort between the two offices to build this, because like Barry said earlier, this has never been done. You know, to build a man-made 6,600 foot extreme rock trail. You know, they went into it blindly. I mean, to be completely honest, they had no idea what they were getting into. But as it was getting put together, it came together. We worked really well together with them, and especially Morgan Excavating for doing the job, because they had no idea what they were getting into. But it all came out, and I hope you all enjoy it. Enough talking. Everybody load up. I'll stage out here at the end of the road. Once everybody gets together, give me a thumbs up, and we'll carry that on.
So how big are the rocks in this Mammoth AOAA new territory they opened up? Now, these rigs all have 43s. Here's Dr. Willie's rig. Let me get... Hey Dylan, can you pop over that next rock there?
It disappeared?
And show us how big the holes are in this next section. That's a hole. Walk over there towards that rock. And that's the next piece you gotta try to climb. And that hole's probably what, 8-10 feet across? Yeah, and it's like that all the way up through here. This is an amazing place. Here we got our people up there waiting for us to get up there. It might take a while. I gotta try to find the right line up through here, because I am a drag axle. Do not have four-wheel steer. We got Nathan down there. We got Charlie Melchner in Big Silver is behind him, all twisted up. And behind him, I think, is the old Little Silver, now owned by Troy Billett. I'll post up all the Instagram links on the main video, or at least attempt to. Sounds like we got a broken one. So this is really probably the first, I'm going to say 150, 200 yards of pretty good sized rocks. They're probably 6 to 8 foot. And then we get into these big guys. It's kind of gets progressively worse as you go up through. I mean, some of these rocks are just like school bus size. The rocks aren't really the problem, it's the huge holes in between. And if you want, you can scurry off and go up if you want some elevation. It goes up over there, there's a line over there. This is all a reclamation area that they did. They got something like a $10 million grant, $10.5 million grant to redo this. So it's great that they're putting money into the environment where people can actually use it and operate it and run it, not just sitting here for waste. There's another one of the chutes that goes up this way. I believe there's a parking lot up top there. So there's a lot of escape routes, which is nice. But like I said, when you get in there, you can get in holes pretty quickly. Again, Nathan's running 43 stickies, got himself a hole. I think Big Silver's still down there. He found himself high-centered. Hopefully Little Charlie, Little Charlie has a Jesse Haynes single-seat portal rig. So he'll probably be the best one of the group as far as trying to get traction on these things. Sorry if the video is shaky. It's just my phone. And it is hot today. It's supposed to be like 95, but humid. East Coast humid. So this is the first guy to break on AOA's Mammoth. It's Silver Billet is the Jeep, and he broke a Granite, I believe. Driver's front axle. But if you see why, there's these huge holes. And he's got himself wedged down in there. Okay. So it's going to take a bit to try to get him out of here. Probably multiple vehicles. And I got a pretty cool rig. I got
first guy to break on Mammoth.
we got Little Charlie. We got Ed the dentist there. His cool CJ5. Check out that bad boy. We got Steve. If you watched my latest video, Steve's the one that grenaded the Rubicon transfer case. And then there's a Cherokee in the back, and I'm not familiar with who they are. We'll find them out later.
Just drive up there and come back down.
That would give you an idea how big the holes are in here. Taking my shade, man.
I don't want to ruin the fan.
Do you need a soft shackle? Hey, Charlie, Make sure you're drinking water.
He's got one coming for you right now.
Okay. Hands free. Watch your hands. Yeah, I don't know how. He's in the hole.
Oh, no, I'm not even in the hole.
I know, hold on. All right, now he's in the hole. That's the hole on that side. It's a sick trail. And we're trying to get up there. I'm not sure if that's going to happen today.
The Mammoth vein was deep mined, and it was dug in around the whaleback. And they got to the point where it wasn't feasible with the mine props and everything because the coal was so thick in there. And right at that time, the big mechanized stuff came along, and this went down. It's in the DuPont blasting handbook. This is the single biggest one explosion use of dynamite in hard coal mining history.
Wow.
They had 330,000 pounds of dynamite. three different blasting contractors. It took them 4 days to pack all the shots, and they touched it off one shot. So you had 330,000 pounds of dynamite go off, and it blew this whole valley, the whaleback, here that's known as the caves, and all the way up through here. This is all one shot.
So this is the caves in here.
The caves is right there.
Okay.
Right there.
Caves.
And then they come in with the mechanical stuff, the shovels, and tore the top off the whaleback, which exposed the whaleback, which is an anticline in 3D. And that's what makes it so unique. Not that it's an anticline, there's bazillions of anticlines. Everywhere there's a mountain, there's an anticline and a syncline. Anticline bends up, syncline is like a U bends down. The uniqueness of the whaleback is that it's exposed in 3D. And that's why all the students come here to how it was formed.
Okay.
200 million years ago.
So they bring a lot of students from schools and things like that.
There's colleges actually come here from all over the world.
Okay.
Come
To
here
study
and
that.
go down in there and study how to. That's how the world was made. So, yep.
It's
So that's the
amazing.
uniqueness of the whaleback, is that it's exposed in 3D.
Hold up, doctor.
I don't want to be sitting in the water. That's so fun. Somebody? I don't want to be sitting in the water and just
These four-wheel steer guys cheating.
Yep. Right.
Did he just get that buggy?
No, it's not that. The rear steer, I want to say he did like a year and a half. Yeah, that's when we don't want to have a whoopsie on, that's for sure. Yeah.
One explosion, dynamite. 330,000 pounds of dynamite. One shot. Boom. Right? That's a lot.
Yeah.
And moving all this dirt is a lot today.
Yeah.
This was 80 years ago with cable operated, chain driven trucks.
Wait, they did 300.
They didn't blow that all at the same time.
One shot, yes.
No way.
It's the biggest.
That must have shaken the
It
whole
did.
state.
In the Blaster's Handbook that documents it, Down City, if you're at the park, okay, if you're at the park, I can't see the
When I did
reflection.
explosives in the military, I can really appreciate how big of a
You
blast
see?
that is. Actually, I can't fathom it, to be honest.
There's a real rock there. No, not that full. I'm looking out. You see that cut line that comes down
Yeah.
across there? And then you come over and you can kind of see like a light green, long kind of a thing.
Yeah.
That's where we had the meeting this morning.
Okay.
That's like 4.5 miles from here.
Uh-huh.
From there, Down City is up over the mountain and at the bottom.
Yeah, we came in through it. Right.
Okay,
Right.
they said it shook the bottles on the shelves in Down City when they touched this off. Yeah, it was one shot. It's the biggest single shot of dynamite in anthracite mine.
So what happened to the debris?
Well, when they shoot it, when they
It's deep.
shoot
It's
it,
all deep buried.
when they shoot it, the holes are all 60, 80 feet. They're no more than that.
Okay.
And it,
Ground
and it,
lifts up a couple feet.
and it's a sequential thing. It goes boom, 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 like that. It isn't boom.
Right.
It's boom, 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 boom,
Right.
right up through. Okay. Well, then they brought in the mechanized equipment, cable operated, chain driven trucks, steam, garbage, hard rubber tires, wooden spokes, okay? All these rocks, they hauled them and they picked them up with those old shovels and they put them up on top of that pile that we took off of,
Oh,
140 feet.
Oh, so that was a big pile of spoilings there?
That was all of this.
Really?
That was 140 feet tall. We took 110 feet off.
How deep was the coal seam?
The coal here,
Yeah.
coal was 75 feet deep, thick. And it's right there at the whaleback. That's why it's called the Mammoth. 400 million years ago. Okay, 400 million years ago, the Earth, everything is down around the equator. Okay? 400 million years ago, we're at the equator. And the tectonic plates start moving. Okay? And they start moving. And it takes 200 million years for these tectonic plates to move. And this pushed up here, this started at the equator. And you can tell because all the plant fossils and everything else. The whaleback is a fossil, is one whole fossil, okay? When this tectonic plate came up here, when the unstoppable force met the immovable object, this is all layers of sediment. Some of this might be a foot thick, some might be 2 or 3 feet thick, some of these layers might be 100 feet thick. But get my drift, they're all in layers. Here it comes. Here it comes. This should stay flat. This is flat, the Earth is flat. Here it comes. Unstoppable force meets immovable object.
Sounds like my axle.
Yeah. Now, keep in mind, that formation is 3 miles underground at 200 degrees Celsius. So it's at 400 degrees. It's very pliable. Very pliable. It stops and it starts pushing. And then that's when this stuff all starts happening. All that. See that down there? See the bow?
Yeah.
This incline? The whaleback is an anticline, like this. So the whaleback is bent this way, and that cover rock is bent this way.
That's where they came together.
The guy that's the father of all of this, that spent his entire life figuring all this stuff out, he could never explain that. His name's Dr. Nicholson. He could never explain that because I'd ask him every time he was here, how did that happen? He goes, I don't know. But he can tell you everything else about here. God rest his soul, he just passed a couple years ago. But now it's at 200 Celsius, 3 miles below the ground, under this tremendous pressure. Well, over the next couple million years, under that pressure of the height and the push, the seabed, which is what it was, turns to coal. Okay? Then over the next 50, 60, 70 million years, erosion.
Tommy, you getting all this for DEP?
This was 3 miles. This was 3 miles deep. We lost 3 miles worth of dirt here.
That's hard to imagine.
That's hard to believe. And I said to Dr. Nicholson, I says, okay, where is it? He says, it's all accounted for. It's in Chesapeake Bay.
Down the ocean.
Yep. He says, it's all accounted for. It's in Chesapeake Bay. Oh. But that's the whaleback. That's how the coal was formed, and that's why it's very unique, because the whaleback is an anticline, and when you ride down the interstate, you're looking at the bologna cut, just like you're looking at that syncline. The whaleback, you're looking at it straight down, you're looking at the piece of bologna that's exposed in 3D. And that rock itself is 500 feet long, 30 feet wide, and it's 80 feet tall on the north side.